Hey everybody, I just wanted to say welcome to Lost My Ducks. I hope you guys are doing well. This is my first interview in a long time, and the beginning of it was a little bit rough, as in technically speaking. Not interview style skills reflecting on me or my guest. So, without further ado, welcome to the new Lost My Ducks, where we interview people. I also still talk to myself. Everything's good. Like, subscribe. Go find Dennis, like and subscribe to his channel. He is an actor. His name's Dennis Mallen, and here we are in conversation. He's in beautiful Florida, and I am in very, very cold Calgary. So, enjoy.
Howdy, howdy.
How's it going?
Really, really good. Really,
Nice.
really good. Had a bunch of big things over the last week and a half, big auditions,
Oh,
and
congratulations.
down in Miami yesterday. Just busy.
Nice. I've never been to Miami and I've always wanted to go down to Florida. I'm in
Okay.
Alberta, so it's probably nice there and it's freezing cold here right now. So,
Well, it is cold down here now. It's about 70.
oh,
So, you know,
so
75, 75.
what's that in Celsius? I think like 15
What's that in
degrees.
Celsius?
Like,
I
is it half of it approximately?
Is it
Yeah,
half?
half and a half, I think. Yeah, so about 15 degrees. It's minus 10 here right now. So it's
Wait,
yeah.
like take 10 away from 70? Like
No,
under
it's like
zero?
below zero. Like below, it's freezing cold here. It's like New
That is,
York
how do
cold.
you? Okay, okay. That's crazy, huh? That's crazy.
That's why I'm in the house. Like
Why?
any
Yeah.
yeah, because yeah, my car won't start. It's fine. I'm just yeah, it is what it
Do
is.
people
So
work from home when it's -10?
no, actually, my husband is at work right now, and -10 is kind of it's
Commonplace?
what it is. Yeah. In the
What does your
summer, it's
husband do?
gorgeous. He is a master plumber and a gas fitter. So, but he
So he's
works,
primarily indoors, I hope.
yes, he works in a smelting place and
Okay.
he's the plumbing supervisor. So it's hot all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
He's
funny.
lucky. So, yeah. So, how I haven't interviewed somebody in a very long time, just like a
Okay.
preface. So, I used to be on the radio. I was on the radio for like 10 years. And
Nice.
yeah, met you over Twitter.
This is
So
true. So we go way
lovely.
back. We're good friends. We're
Right,
best of friends.
right,
We've
right,
known each other all of 2, 3 weeks.
right. The
If
toxic cesspool that's Twitter right now. So, oh God, I love it, but like it's bad. So I did some research on you. I did some
Uh-oh.
research on you. I
Look, it wasn't
saw,
me. Whatever I did
well,
in
no,
college, you can't hold against me.
no, me neither.
That's a whole nother life. I've matured,
Oh, right.
kinda.
I went to college for broadcasting and environmental sciences. Everybody was
Oh,
weird. Yeah. What'd you go for?
I see the correlation. I see the correlation.
Yeah.
Environmental science, broadcast. Yeah.
Technically, I wanted to be a meteorologist and study weather on other planets.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Well, a meteorologist, you have to be right half the time, and you still make six figures.
sometimes, yeah. Sometimes. You only have to
Yeah.
be right like a quarter of the time, actually. So,
There you go. I mean, look at Florida. So we're in hurricane season. We may have a
okay.
hurricane this week. We may not, but it's going to be about 80 degrees.
See,
Thank you. Have a good night.
right here, it's
I
like,
mean,
is it going to snow? Is it going to tornado? Not sure. So we're like, okay, cool, fun, whatever. I understand. So I did some research on you.
yeah. Now I saw a dog head going like this. I'm like, what the hell?
I actually locked my cats downstairs because the one cat will actually come and be part of whatever I'm doing. to the point he like climbed up my husband one day in the middle of a video. And
Hmm.
I was like, oh my God. And we were reviewing some like food thing. It was kind of ridiculous.
Hey, they're part of our family, right? Let them
They
in. It's okay.
totally are. They want to be part of whatever we're doing. So,
Part of the show.
um, the PTSD videos. I wanted to ask you about those.
Sure.
What brought you into doing those? Was it just like an
So
audition, a passion?
sure. And that was the face to PTSD for the veterans, I assume. So I like to give back. I'll give back to any veterans organization. I've done a few veterans projects this year alone, 22. I'll give back to children, animals, and veterans, of course. So when I did that, I really liked the script, and they're doing little vignettes. Now it's the executive producer writer's story.
Okay.
So read the script, liked the script, and it allows me to show range. And within that little clip, within that video, 5 minute, 10 minute, I forget exactly how long it is, 15 minute, I was able to show range. And story doing that halfway through, we break for lunch, and the producer's talking to me. He goes, man, he goes, you really play a badass really well. I'm like, well, thank you very much. He goes, well, no. He goes, by this time, I was a mess. I go, what do you mean? He goes, I was crying, I was stuttering, I was stammering, I was all over the place. I go, oh, you want me to cry? And he kind of looks at me cockeyed. He goes, you can cry? I go, yeah, give me a minute. Now the director, young guy, nice guy, he just got done working with Mickey Rourke and Frank Grillo. And he comes up to me during break, and we're talking. He goes, man, he goes, you're a badass. You really are a badass. You're just like Frank Grillo. But the difference between you and Frank, you can emote. And it took a second for it to settle in. I go, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. We were talking about the scene, and he goes, I want you to build up, build up, build up, your eyes, your face, because acting is really right here.
Yeah.
It's really
Oh,
in the eyes.
definitely.
Right?
Yes, it
Okay.
is.
He goes, I want you to build up, build up, build up. And before you let go, I'll give you a second action. So I'm sitting there talking to my counselor, and I was the badass all the way through. And then he started talking about family and goals that I wanted, children, marriage, et
Yeah.
cetera, et cetera. And I slowly, slow boil. And I got to a point in the corner of my eye, I see second action, and it just go. So now in the other corner of my eye, because, right, you
Yeah.
got peripheral vision, eyes at the back of your head. I see the producer, and he's crying.
Oh, wow.
I'm
Good
thinking to
for
myself,
you.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, yes, I got you. And that's what it's all about. It's about moving people,
Yes.
getting to emote and pulling people in. I did something way back. I did a suicide scene,
Okay.
and it's somewhere on YouTube. And I
Yeah.
sent it to my brother and my sister. I'm the oldest of three. Kellyanne's 2 years, 4 days younger. Brian's 8 years younger. Brian just had a birthday. And I'm not going to tell you what my brother said. he cursed me out pretty bad. And my sister's like, don't ever do that again. Oh my
Oh,
God. My
God.
sister's like, my brother's like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to F and come down there and kill you myself.
Yeah, that sounds like, yeah. I'm the oldest too, and that sounds like the youngest sibling. Absolutely. I'm just gonna
But
come down
it
there and kill
was,
you.
yeah, I mean, I take pride in that because my job is to what? It's to pull you in
Yeah.
and make you feel that character. Now that was taken down from Instagram and TikTok because
It deals with
it's
some very heavy subject matter. Yeah.
totally. And when I showed up on set, the director goes to me, producer goes to me, he goes, "You've got your concealed permit, right?" I go, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Do you have a weapon on you?" I go, "I got a few in the car. What do you need?" I go, "I got a small one, I got a big one. I got a 380 and I got a 9 mil." "Oh, can we see them?" I'm like, "You didn't bring me a prop gun?" "Oh no, we forgot." Come on. So I had to do
Wow.
my suicide scene
Without
with
a
my weapon to my head.
That's weird.
So
No.
that's nuts. Now,
Yeah.
Josie, I identified about 25, 26 years ago as a method actor. I
Okay.
started I did stage first and foremost. My
I've
first
done stage
everything.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, my first everything was Of My
Yeah.
Cement. I was Lenny.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Lenny, like the range of the roles that I take it's very complex.
Yeah.
It has a ton of layers. So when I'm doing Lenny, what is Lenny? He's got issues. He's got a
Oh.
handicap. He's rejected. He's a
Yeah.
gentle giant. He's misunderstood. I can go on for a half an hour.
Yeah.
I embodied all that. So I was contracted for 10 shows. After my second show, I'm driving back to New Jersey, where I live, through Manhattan, through Lincoln Tunnel, and I'm crying and I'm depressed and I'm
Oh.
just feeling the weight of all this. Call my mentor, Jim Demonic, is my mentor. He used
Okay.
to teach at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts and Sciences. And I'm like, Jim, I don't know what the hell's going on. I can't do this anymore. He's like, well, obviously you're a method actor. Jim, I don't know what that means, man, but this sucks. This totally sucks.
Right.
So I finished my contractual obligation. And Josie, I quit. I quit acting. I really did. I quit for all of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I had an audition for a China Airlines commercial, which happened to
Okay.
be a half a block away from my office in Manhattan. And it was scheduled for noon. Now,
Yeah.
if it was at 11:45 or 1 o'clock and it was two
Wouldn't have
blocks
went.
away, I probably would have blown it off.
Yeah.
But I had a slow day that day. I was already corporate suit. And
Okay.
I walked down the block and handed in my headshot, my resume, and I'm looking at it. I'm 6'1". I was a lot younger at the time, but it's me and a lot of shorter guys that are follically challenged. Okay?
Yeah.
So I'm looking around a room, I'm gauging my competition because it's business, and I'm like, what is going on here? Okay. We get called in this room. I sit in the middle, I take my space, and Pat Sweeney comes in, casting director. Beautiful woman, gentle soul. And she goes, relax, guys. You're just going to talk to me. She goes,
Okay.
you're all technologists, and you just helped the company from China relocate to the States.
Yeah.
Rosie, I did that 6 months prior.
Oh,
Professionally,
wow.
I did that 6 months prior.
So you knew exactly how to hone into
I,
that.
if she got into bits and bytes, I can talk technology all day long. But I'm like, this is surreal. I'm thinking, who's going to jump out and say surprise? This is surreal.
Yeah.
So I'm engaging her. I'm looking up, talking to her. I'm talking to the guys next to me. I'm Irish, Italian, Brazilian, so I'm always going like this with my hands. And you remember those big organizers, those Bible-sized day runners?
Yes.
You open them up, they're
Yes.
so big.
My mom still has one. My mom uses hers all the time.
I had that.
Okay.
I think my father threw it away on me. I had that. So I opened it up, and it had this gold cross pen. I still have the pen.
Oh,
And I'm
good.
going like this, and I'm blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I walked out of there, and I'm 6'1". I was 8 feet tall. I was floating back to my office.
Nice. Nice.
I get a call. Now, this is like, I think it was a Monday. I get a call from Wednesday. Hello, Mr. Mallen. I'm Dennis Jr.
Right.
Mr. Mallen's my father, my uncles, right? Hello, Mr. Mallen. It's Dennis. Yeah, we want to book you for the China Airlines commercial. Want to have you in the principal role. We're going to pay you X. Who's your agent? I didn't have an agent.
No
I don't
agent.
know.
Okay.
I go, yeah, can I call you back? Click. Call my buddy Jim. Jim, I think I booked it. He goes, you think? I go, yeah, they called me and they want to book me, but they're asking for my agent. Who's my agent? He goes, okay. He goes, I'll have somebody call you back in 5 minutes. Can't give you any specifics. I got a call from an agent from a big agency in Manhattan at the time.
Oh, good. Good
Yeah.
for you.
And he goes, what are they offering you? I go, X. He goes, don't worry, kid, we'll get you double. Yes, sir. So I show up on set. Now, I give you all this because my only experience prior to was stage.
Yeah.
I show up on set. Josie, I know I've got the script memorized. I'm off book.
Nice.
Not knowing we're going to do 20 takes from 4 different angles. Not having a clue. So the first take, director goes, action. And I'm like, seamless.
Yeah.
All right, cut back to 1. I look at the PA, go, what does that mean? Oh, we're going to do it again. We're going to do it. Oh, did I screw up? Oh, no, Mr. Mallen. Dennis, you were perfect.
You just got to get it from over here now, too.
Yeah, he goes, we're going to do 20 takes this way, 20 takes that way. And I'm like, I can do.
Yeah.
This is fun. this is easy. That is real work. This is fun.
Yeah.
And thus the start of my career. And I've been running ever since and just having a ton of fun.
Would you ever go back to stage? Because like I personally loved stage, just for the fact that like it was work. I played Mama in
Yeah.
Figments, so I was the lead,
Oh,
and it was
sure.
a lot of fun. And I was this crazy Jewish lady who was 60 years old, and I'm like, okay, and I just kind of got into it, but I actually quite enjoyed it. It was
Sure.
nerve-wracking
I'm sure.
every night. I was like, oh my God, don't screw it up. And then when you do television, it's so different because
It's night and day.
oh
Well,
God.
I read a book by Alan Alda, and I saw
Okay.
a podcast video, and he did stage. He did stage before MASH and everything else, and he's
Yeah.
done stage after that and stuff
I
and so on and
love
so forth.
MASH.
He goes, the nights that you're on and you think you fall flat, the critics think it's the best performance you've ever done. The nights that you're on, it's you're getting critiqued as your worst performance. He goes, but you rehearse for 90 days straight, okay? And then you're working sometimes 2 shows a night, 7 days a week for 90 days straight. That's
Mhm.
real work.
Yeah.
That is arduous, real work. Now, when I'm on set doing a commercial, a feature, doing anything, I lose weight because I'm stressed. Outwardly, you don't see it. Inwardly, first off, I try to maintain a good diet, try to stay physically fit.
Yeah.
I train all the time because I know when I'm on set, I'm going to be eating crap. I'm going to be feeling like crap because I internalize it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I know I lost weight when I was doing Lenny. I tell you all this because, it's funny. I got a script emailed to me today
Okay.
regarding a play that they want me to read for in Philadelphia for the spring of next year. And I'm thinking, is this a sign or what is going on?
I would read the script. I would read the
I'm
script
totally,
before you outright dismiss it, because theater is
yeah,
fun. And I found that too. Like, you don't eat, when you do eat, it's crap. You have to stay hydrated. And
yes,
it's like, it's always so dry. It's always so dry.
yeah.
I know, me too. I actually have Gatorade in my cup. And it's
You
just,
have to stay hydrated.
you have to. And it's insane, but it's fun. And I
Yeah,
like being with all the people, like when you're backstage and you're waiting for your cue and everybody else is kind of around you, and there's like this really quiet whisper and nobody
yes.
else can hear it, and it's like intense. And then it's like, oh, your cue comes and you hop out on stage and you're like, hi Ezra, and it's fun. Like, I would read
When
the
it's
script.
not your scene, you're in the green room sleeping or you're in your trailer sleeping.
See, that's the
I'd
difference
rather
between
that.
television and because when it's not your scene, you're just not, you don't have to be there, because they're just going to
No,
stop it and they're going to be like, okay, it's time for Dennis to come. And I see the appeal. I see the appeal of television
yeah.
more than.
Stage. Now, here's the thing. I do have a life plan,
Okay,
okay?
that's a
And
good thing.
I read my life plan, and I'd love to live in Manhattan,
Okay.
in the Village, in my 70s.
Yeah.
Take the E train to the theater district,
Right.
work, jump on the E train, go home. So
There
do
you
an
go.
occasional movie in between.
Right.
So, it's the best laid plans of mice and men. I've heard that before. But, outside of that, stage is real work. And if
Yeah.
I'm taking 3 months to do a play, it better be lucrative because I can, in that 3 months, what can I do? Oh, a feature or
Yeah.
two. Oh, a commercial, a national or two, an
Yeah.
indie film or two. So I'm not poo-pooing the idea. I just don't, I'm going to read the script. I'm going to read it over the
Exactly.
weekend.
Yeah.
I've got some time, but we'll play it from there.
Well, yeah, and you have to read it. You can't
Do you like
just
that? Do you like that
the
20-minute
play.
answer?
Yeah. Hey, it's good. It fills the time. Filling time. I'm a radio person, so filling time is like the most perfect thing to ever do, because there are
Sure.
times when you're sitting there and your guest doesn't come through. So you have like a 25-minute segment. You're like, what am I going to talk about?
Yeah, yeah. No, whenever you have some downtime, you need Phil or call me. I
Okay.
can not that I can filibuster, but I can. So
Right. We could
Dennis,
just,
tell me about yourself.
right.
Okay.
Have a chat. Have a chat. And that's like the most important thing. I learned with YouTube actually that talking to people, it's all about talking to people. And that was
Sure.
something about talk radio too. And I also wanted to bring up the Super Bowl commercial. How much fun was that? Like, are you a football fan?
I'm a soccer fan and a football fan, American football and international football.
Who's your, I'm not a soccer or international football fan, but favorite football team, American?
New York Giants.
Um,
I grew up in the shadow of Giant
Okay.
Stadium,
Oh, okay.
and
Okay.
and my father in New Jersey. My father, I'm 6'1". Dad was 6'1", 6'1" and a half,
Yeah.
but he was a big bone guy. Always, he trained when he was younger. He just thick and always
Yeah.
intimidating looking. Well, I remember going out with him. I don't know, I might have been 10, 12 years old. He had New York Giants sweatshirt on. And this bunch of guys like, you look so familiar. You played for the Giants. He's like, no, I don't. They're like, yes, you do. Give me your autograph. And I'm just
Right.
laughing. I was fortunate enough in one part of my corporate career, I was part of a corporate box at the
Oh,
stadium.
nice. That would
Yeah,
have
and
been
I was able to
awesome.
bring my father to a bunch of games, and it was fun.
That's
It was
awesome.
really fun.
I'm a
Yeah,
Bears fan, so
the
like
Bears,
the Bears, yeah, all the
the
way.
Bears.
I've loved football, and I saw that you were in the Super Bowl commercial. I was like, oh, that's so cool, because I've been a
Thank you.
football fan. I don't know if you know what the CFL is.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
yeah, I was part of the Stampeders
Doug Flutie.
broadcast team. Yeah, Doug Flutie, and I've met him and had dinner with him, and it was
Did
nice.
you?
And Jeff Garcia, my dad was friends with him,
Yeah,
and then I got to be
nice.
part of the broadcast team, and I was like, oh, this is absolutely amazing that I actually get to be
Sure.
part of football and have something that's fun to do. So, and
I was on. I don't know if you know the name Gus Farrat,
yeah, it
former
sounds familiar.
quarterback. He was on a bunch of teams. I was on his podcast, I guess about 6, 8 months ago.
Oh, nice.
He's a sweetheart. And then I was on Marcus Ogden's podcast. I think he was a D-back. Forget
Okay.
exactly what it was, but his brother is a Hall of Famer.
Oh,
So,
wow.
once you get into any league and you're intimate with people like that, you're in. If you're in,
Right.
you're in. They
Yeah.
love you. They can trust you. You're not going to abuse the relationship. You're in.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've been friends. I'm still friends with quite a few people from the Calgary Stampeders and the
Nice.
Hamilton Ticats, surprisingly enough. And I know one of the writers for the Denver Broncos. And
Oh,
yeah, it's like you said, once you're in, you're in, and it's just this
yeah,
trusted kind of family of football, and I quite enjoy it. And
yeah.
I'm
I had
happy that
the
there's other people.
in my technology days, I had the National Hockey League as a client.
Oh, nice,
And
nice.
I played hockey. I played hockey from birth, one way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
And
me too.
going into the headquarters in Manhattan, it's like you're walking into your Mecca. You
Yeah,
know, it was a big reception area, an ice glass reception desk.
nice.
They had both conferences, the goal all-star goalie masks.
Yeah.
What was it? The Campbell Conference, and I forget the other conference. It
Oh my
doesn't matter right
God.
now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how you figure late '90s,
yeah.
yeah, late '90s, early 2000s, before they moved everything around. But that was just so much fun. I remember I've met Gary Bettman all of 3 times.
Okay.
First time I'm in the reception area, and I'm 6'1". Mr. Bettman's a
He's
little
a little guy. Yeah. Yeah.
little lawyer that done well, right?
I'm 5'10", so like,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So you
I
tower
get it.
over him anyway.
Yeah.
And I look at the corner of my eye, and there's the commissioner. And I turn over. I go, Mr. Bettman. He looks up. I go, Dennis Mallen. Damn glad to meet you. And I stick my hand in his face, shook my hand, turned around, and ran through this trap door. It was hysterical. I was my contact was the director of IT,
Yeah.
and I told him what happened. He goes, "Don't ever do that again."
I would
Yes,
absolutely do
sir.
it
I'm
again.
sorry. And I parlayed that relationship with the NBA.
Okay.
And I
That's
met
cool.
Commissioner Stern. and I screwed up with Commissioner Stern. I thought it was Howard Stern and not David Stern. So,
Oh,
and again,
yeah.
he's an itty bitty guy back in the
Yeah.
day. And I said something. He goes, "No, it's David. Don't worry about it. We get that confused." He goes, "But the other one's 6'7", and I'm 5 foot.
Right.
And it was such a, and I'm like, "Oh, sir," I'm thinking, "Oh my God, I lost another account because my foot in my
Right.
mouth." But it's just fun.
It's fun.
It's just fun. And they're humans just like you and I, you know?
Yes, and people don't realize that. I think like there's a lot of people who put celebrity way, way up at the top, and it's like, no,
Yeah.
they're people too. Have you ever been to the Hockey Hall of Fame?
I have not. I have
If
not.
if you enjoyed going into NHL headquarters, go to the
Yeah.
Hockey Hall of Fame. It was
In
one of
Toronto.
yeah, it was one of the most surreal moments of my life.
Okay.
And I've met a lot of like people and celebrities and athletes and all that, but that was insane. It's you're walking in to hockey. You're just walking into history. And it was
Sure.
absolutely amazing. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So if you ever get a chance to
Have
go,
you
pardon?
have you ever put your hand on Lord Stanley's?
Yes. Yes, I
Same here.
have.
3 times. My son is 23, my daughter's 17,
Okay.
and they've never played hockey in their entire life.
What?
So when my son was 4 or 5 years old, the New Jersey Devils won the cup,
Yeah.
and they displayed it down in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. So I went there, of course, with my New York Rangers jersey on, and I made sure my son didn't touch the cup because it's sacrilegious unless you
Yeah,
win it,
because
right?
yeah,
If
yeah,
you touch it prior to, you now the hockey
yeah,
gods deem you unworthy.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I didn't touch it. He didn't touch it. And then I worked for the Lightning
Okay.
when I first came down to Florida, and I saw the cup. I met the gentleman with the long white hair. I forget his name right now. Sweetheart,
Okay. Is he
Phil.
the guy who carries it around?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Phil
yeah.
something.
I don't remember what his
Sweetheart of a
name is.
guy. I spent about a half an hour with him. He goes, now if it's not the original cup because they take bands off every few
Yeah,
years,
and then they're
because
in
it
the
would be
Hockey Hall of
12
Fame.
feet. It would be 12
Yeah,
feet tall.
yeah.
So, they keep the most modern and then like the originals. And they go, why did the Canadians win the first 20 or something? And he goes, well, look, the Canadians came into the league with the understanding that they would get the first round draft pick for
Yeah.
the next lifetime, thus thus assuring them of winning consistently. It's like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the era of Guy Lafleur,
Oh yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
and Patrick Roy.
Patrick Waugh,
So,
Guy Lafleur. Yeah, that was yeah.
right. So
I'm a
I'm
Habs fan, so
okay. So I'm
yeah.
dating myself.
It's all good.
Do you have leaks, right? How do you pronounce it? Did I say that right?
Which?
How do you pronounce it? It's Habs, the Hab leaks. How's it?
Habitant.
Habitant.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Montreal
Gotcha.
Canadiens, Les Habitants.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Habitant.
yeah. I'm a huge Habs fan. I always have been, always will
Nice.
be. And I think Patrick Waugh was my favorite goalie ever.
Sure. I
So
remember an interview with him after a game. I think it was it might have been a cup final, and he's talking like this, and he's going, "Yeah, well, how's the game, Patrick? Yeah, great. And now, what a great save!" And the poor guy had PTSD.
yes, as somebody, I actually that's why I brought up the PTSD one is because I'm recovering from it. From having, I used to work for the railroad as well, and we had some very violent deaths happen to a couple of crews of mine,
Sorry.
and it just kind of, so seeing those commercials, I was like, yeah, like seeing the video you did, I watched the whole thing, and I was like, you know what, that really resonates with me, and
Yeah.
I appreciate it. And
Gotcha.
it's one of those things I was like, wow, good job. And thank you for,
Thank you.
bringing it up, especially the veterans and all that other stuff. And it means a lot to a lot of people for there to be some sort of awareness out there. And people who, I don't know if you've experienced it or not personally, but for people who haven't experienced, for them to like watch somebody and kind of know what it's like you really can't leave your house and you don't want to be around people, and it's weird. And then you go out into the world and you're like, okay, try to be as normal as possible, and you have this internal dialect going on about what's going on around you, and it's bizarre. So
I was 8 blocks away from World Trade Center.
oh god, I'm sorry.
I should have been 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
But I worked in Manhattan. I always trained at New York Sports Club, and my buddy that morning I'm on the phone with him. Hey man, see you at the gym. Nah, I'm not feeling too well. I'll catch you at the office. Now we always worked out on Liberty Street under the shadow of Tower 1.
Yeah.
That morning I went to the other New York Sports Club up on Broadway. I came down the stairs, long stairs. I did legs that day.
Yeah.
I don't do legs.
Yeah.
I don't do legs much, so it's a crazy day. And I had a great workout. 8:41, I'm coming down the stairs, and I bust through the doors, and I hear a plane coming over my head. And I'm like, it's not a holiday. What the heck's going on?
Right.
And I look up, and I see splash. What the hell's going on? So, and literally in Manhattan, you can hear a pin drop, which is surreal.
Yeah.
I was married at the time, called my wife. My son, Dennis, was 2 and changed May, so 2 years and a bunch of months.
Yeah.
I go, I don't know what's going on, but I'm fine. She goes, well, are you downtown? I go, I'm a little uptown. I'm Tribeca. I'm okay. Walk to my office, and I'm on the street. Now, I always had a camera on me.
Yeah.
You know, when's De Niro going to go by? You don't know.
Yeah,
what's
you
happen.
live in New York, so yeah.
So I'm taking pictures. Now, the first plane went like this. The second plane kind of circled and came in this way.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there, and I'm far enough away where the fireball is coming at us.
Oh,
and I'm like,
God.
what is going on? And then they put on the radio, you hear about Shanksville.
Yeah.
What's the other one? Then you hear about the Pentagon.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is going on? So, you know, I never served our country. I never served in the military, but it was surreal. I saw tanks in the streets of
Driving
Manhattan.
down
I
the
saw
street.
soldiers with guns. And I'm like, this is a new world. This
Yeah,
is a crazy new world.
I remember watching the whole thing on TV, and I was like, this can't, I was in grade 12, I think.
Yeah.
I was like, this can't be happening.
Yeah.
This is it was absolutely insane. And I remember going to school that day, and they were like thinking of canceling school because they didn't know if they were coming, because Calgary has all the oil and gas hubs, like all the big, yeah. So they were like, do we put the city under lockdown? What do we do? And then we just took flights. We took a lot of flights. I know here in Canada, a lot of places just took all the flights because U.S. airspace was closed. And oh God, what a day!
Well,
I can't believe you were there.
A friend of mine was flying back from Scotland, and he got relocated in Nova Scotia. And Scottish guy, I'm a Freemason. He was a Freemason. Rest in peace, Alfie New.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to him, and he's like, "How you doing? How you doing, lad?" I go, "I'm okay. How are you doing?" He goes, "You know, we got up to Canada, and we were there for like 4 days. We nearly drank Canada dry." And he's such a strong brogue, and I'm leaning in, listening to him, and then I was like, "Oh, dude." And knowing him, he tried to drink Canada dry.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
and in Newfoundland, Newfoundland is they have that whole documentary about how everybody took them in there, and I can't remember, but yeah, my ex-husband is Scottish, and his father was from Scotland, so I totally understand. They try.
Got it. I'm part of a Scottish Masonic lodge in the old guard. You literally had to look at them, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and pay attention. And you're still getting every other word, and then you just grow with it, and you're like, oh, okay, take a few seconds delay.
Right, I totally understand, because you got to kind of piece together what they're saying.
Yeah.
So, and you're like, huh?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
you want some more?
And they're just like, oh, come here, and you're like, okay,
exactly.
No, I get it. Oh, it was so. My meeting time is actually almost up, and I wanted to
see that.
Thank you so much for coming on. And
my pleasure.
Yeah, if you'd ever love to chat again, that would be great. I think we have.
I'd be more than happy to.
So many.
Josie, if I can help anybody with anything, I'm all over the internet. Dennis Mallen, Mallen.
Yeah.
My website's being worked on right now,
Okay.
dennismallen.com. And outside of that, people can find me. If I can help anybody with anything, please
Yeah,
reach out. I'd love
I
to
will.
come back
I'm the same
eventually. So,
way. I'm the same way. If I can like put anybody in contact or help people figure things out, I'm
sure.
like, hey, just talk to me. I'm here. So, yeah,
Good.
thank you again. And I hope it doesn't hurricane. Like, I really hope
Yeah.
it doesn't hurricane. I hope you guys stay safe and
Thank you.
enjoy the nicer weather than here.
Yeah, it's chilly down here. I don't know. I might have to put on a sweater. I'm wearing a full shirt. This isn't good.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna. Here I would be like jacket, sweater, winter boots, scarf, hat, the whole kit and caboodle. So
That's funny. That's funny. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
thank
I
you.
appreciate it. I'm sure we'll talk soon, okay?
Yes, and I hope you have a good day and good weekend. Merry Christmas. Happy New
Merry
Year.
Christmas. Thank you. Thank you very much, Joseph. Take care.
Bye.